Colorado.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome to your Tuesday edition of Good Morning Vail right here on TV8. I'm your host, Liz. We have a great morning filled with lots of great interviews, a very special country singer, and so much more. Get your coffee or whatever it takes to relax and kick back and enjoy the show. Good Morning Vail on TV8 starts right now.
Get up, get ready to start your day. The mountains are calling you out to play. Come on, we'll make you feel right at home. Good morning, Vail. See what lies in store for you. There's so many things to see and do. Summer, winter, spring, or fall. Your home in the Rockies has it all. So get up, get ready to start your day. The coffee's brewing, you're on your way. The fun is waiting outside your door. Good morning, Vail.
I'm over here at the TV8 Weather Center to take a look and see what the day brings. Mother Nature has good plans for us today. Partly cloudy skies, a nice cool day, 45 degrees by 8 a.m. and by the afternoon, our high today will be 70 degrees. Low winds at 5 to 10 miles per hour coming at us from the west-northwest. As we take a look right now, we're going to see what it looks like for the afternoon. Need a little help. I need a click. That's all right. We'll be right with you. All right, taking a look at the 5-day weather forecast right now. On Wednesday, we'll have sunny skies and 77 degrees, 46 for your low. By Thursday, more sunshine in store for all of us, 75 degrees for your high and 47 degrees for your low. By Friday, we have a little precipitation coming our way, partly cloudy skies, 73 degrees for our high, and our low is 44 degrees. And then the sun comes back to greet us on Saturday, 74 degrees for your high and 46 degrees for your low. And then by Sunday, also 75 for your high and 45 degrees for your low. And then taking a look tonight, your overnight low is 44 degrees, partly cloudy skies. Sun will set tonight at 6:57 p.m. You can feel that it's getting a little earlier as the sun sets as we approach all the fall and winter weather feels. And that's it for the weather. We'll be right back with more Good Morning Vail on TV8. We have a very special interview with Gretchen coming up next.
Good morning, Vail.
Stevie Lee Woods presents Nashville Roadhouse Live, where country meets rock and roll.
It's where I drank my first beer, where I found Jesus, where I wrecked my first car, I tore it all to pieces. Join us every week for more live performances right here on Nashville Roadhouse Live.
Did you know that all Eagle County residents and visitors can get a free Eagle Valley Library District card? All you need is a photo ID. You get our online databases and resources, free music, free streaming, all from wherever you have internet access. Free audiobooks and e-audiobooks straight to your phone. Go into your Eagle Valley Library District branch today and get your library card.
Hi there! Are you ready to explore famous neighborhoods from New York City to Kentucky? Watch The Neighborhood with host Nicole Newman. Featuring famous people, unique history, and delicious places to eat and drink. Our viewers get an inside personal look at each neighborhood. With each episode we learn, grow, laugh, and live like a local, not just a visitor. Welcome to The Neighborhood. Check your local program schedule and tune in.
For the latest and greatest trends in pop entertainment, Popstar Today brings you compelling celebrity lifestyle stories that matter most to you. From movies, music, TV, and streaming shows, to fashion, social media influencers, and the latest on who is seeing who. Join host Elizabeth Stanton as she digs deep and dives in. This is Popstar Today.
Daily Flash Latino. Designed for the American Latino audience, Daily Flash Latino host Jessica Reyes and Fabian Marcano deliver their fresh perspective on the latest entertainment news, celebrity gossip, fashion, health, and more in both English and Spanish, aka Spanglish. Daily Flash Latino builds, connects, and celebrates the diverse Hispanic audience. Daily Flash Latino, trending news and entertainment with a splash of Spanglish.
Good morning, Vail.
Welcome back to your Tuesday edition of Good Morning Vail on TV8. I'm your host, Liz, and I mentioned earlier that we had a special interview with Gretchen coming up, and it's going to be seen right now. She met with a lovely lady here in the studio, and we're going to find out all about her unique style right now. Take a look at this clip.
Welcome back to the show. I'm very excited to have this brilliant artist with me today, Jocelyn, who happens to be someone that I actually just got lucky enough to meet through a friend and then see your incredible artwork. How are you doing today, Jocelyn?
I'm great. How are you today?
How could I not be good?
Look
Look at all this beauty around me, literally.
Wonderful. Okay.
I am so excited to speak about your story and share a little bit about your artwork, but first give us a little bit of
You're going to play and you're going to sing. All right, so how do you want, do you want to box them? Or?
When I was younger, I realized that I was dyslexic, and I was lucky enough to have a mom who worked with special
I'll be
needs
sitting
kids
here, and
also was an
four of you,
artist.
so I'll sit
she
here.
helped me kind of
it's just the two
develop
of you guys? Okay,
my
then you
form of
come on over
self-expression through
here.
art.
You won the
and you'll
lottery
sit
with that one,
here.
right? I'm like, that's pretty awesome.
Don't put this on her.
And I
then
realized
you're
that
gonna
I
sit
was
over
better
here.
at expressing myself through art, where
I might have you move if
visuals
the
and
neck of the
images
guitar is
speak
going to
louder
be
than
right
words.
on top of her.
And so what I found myself doing was pyrography.
Okay.
Which is literally Latin for writing with fire.
I should have known this because I took Latin in high school, and I was like, wait, that sounds familiar. Okay, writing with fire.
Yes.
Okay. And is that kind of where
Do you want me to mic him up?
creativity with the brains and talking a little bit about the dyslexia came
Yes.
from? Okay.
Just mic
So
her
what
up?
we have
Okay.
here is called
Here,
My Dyslexic Mind.
Okay.
And it's kind of like almost
you
like
have
a
full-length
story
thing
of what
I'm
it's
gonna-
like
Oh,
to be
are you gonna
inside of a
let me go like this.
dyslexic
Stand up
brain.
for 1 second.
I have to stop
I'm
you for
gonna
a
come
second
in.
because I love
There you
this.
go.
I love that you said
That's
story because
better.
it
That way
does
you won't
almost
see
feel
the
like I
chord.
know the background that we
Okay,
will
have
share
a
with
seat.
everyone. But it feels like
somebody just lose a
looking at
ring?
a storybook and just kind of
I thought
taking
I
the
saw something
pages
shiny.
and learning
I can
more
always
and
find
more
something
about
shiny.
you
It's easy.
and about people that live with
I
dyslexia.
love
So
this
can you
coat,
kind
by
of
the way.
give us a little
It's
example
so
and show us?
fuzzy
Thank you so
and
much.
cute.
Yeah, so what we have here
You're
are 4
welcome.
panels, and they kind
And
of
then you'll be
mimic
sitting as
the
well, so I can
4
mic you
elements.
up.
So the first one is I'm dyslexic, I think in images. And if you'll grab the second one for me and read that one.
And tell us how you made these too, because this is absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, so these are pyrography, which is that fire burning.
Oh, wow.
And then what I do is I take crushed mineral and I layer it to create this kind of iridescent effect so that, you know, when you sort of tilt the pieces and walk
you can
past
see,
them with the light, they change color.
And I noticed because I was like, ooh, I love the glitter. You're like, no, Gretchen, there's more than glitter, just throwing the glitter glue on there. That is beautiful.
Yeah, absolutely.
And this one, can you share what it says as well?
Yes, so it starts off as, I'm dyslexic, I think in images. It can be hard to see the forest through the trees. The storm.
Let's hold up this one.
Yeah, up for you. The storm obscures the characters.
Oh, I
And
love
it's got
it.
that water element there. And then that one is, in my mind, images spark the flames of creativity. And as you can hear me reading out loud, there's that dyslexia.
No, but I love this because it's really showing to so many people. I feel, you know, so often so many of us have these things, these hurdles that we need to overcome, or people feel, I should say rather, that we need to overcome, and they're kind of our superpowers and our strength. And I feel, I don't want to speak for you, but it truly seems to me very easily seen that this is one of your superpowers, is being dyslexic and showing it through a different medium, maybe. Is that a good way to?
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like our brains challenge us in different ways, and through that, we have to sort of compensate and be creative in how we express ourselves and communicate to others.
I love this so much. In my mind, images spark the flames of creativity. That's pretty brilliant. It's you are such a poet and an artist, both. I need to say that as well. So did you, very early on, you said you realized that you learn a different way than others maybe, and that you, kind of dive into that with art.
Yes. A little bit of background on me is I like to take things apart and see how they function.
Okay.
And kind of in doing so, I found myself becoming a scientific illustrator.
Okay.
I went to the School of the Art Institute of Chicago, which is not to be confused with that chain of art institutes, where I got my degree in scientific illustration. And what I found, especially in doing human anatomy courses, was that the removal of flesh kind of reminds us that we're all made of meat.
I love that.
And instead of treating the model like a piece of meat, I'm hoping to give her back her humanity.
I love that.
And hopefully we dive into her psyche, which brings us, back to the brain.
I love this so much because you have such a beautiful mind, and you really
Thank
do.
you.
And your creativity comes through so fluidly. Like, I see that, I feel it, I understand it. And moving on, because this goes in perfectly, I feel like this is what you're doing with these certain pieces as well, correct?
Absolutely. This is a new piece. I don't even have a title for it yet. But what I'm curious about playing with is the iconography of the Playboy bunny, and kind of how we see that as, like an object almost.
Right.
But then again, if we kind of remove that flesh and we reveal the person underneath,
Right.
then she once again has her psyche and her humanity back.
What a powerful image, both in your mind and seeing this, because it's so true. That is such something that we can all understand and relate to. Because
you.
I know when we first met, even before I knew what you were doing with your artwork, we were speaking about how funny it is that people have preconceived notions of all of us.
Yes.
Kind of removing that. Yes.
It's all about stripping
facade.
that down.
Yes, I love this so much. And can you tell us, is this the same painting or the fire?
Yes, this
Okay.
is also pyrography. So I actually have a tool that I use, and there's different levels of tools that you can
love
use,
it.
but I can turn up the heat or turn it down to get the flame to be hotter or colder. Creates different depths.
That is absolutely brilliant. And then the big piece over here, I'm like, is this the same?
This is actually an older series that I did, and this is the last photo shoot that Marilyn Monroe ever did before she died.
Okay.
And this is kind of where I started getting into that taking things apart, because what I'm really hoping that we're going to see here is her humanity.
Yes.
Like, what is she thinking? What is she dreaming about? And if we can just remove that distraction and
I love
just
it.
show, how she's really built.
Her true self and going to the core.
Her inner self.
Yes, I
love
love that. And I love that you said too, because we were playing a little bit with the lights and the cameras, and you can see the glow and the sparkle and the iridescence so that's brilliant. And it's the minerals.
Yeah,
Again.
so with these two pieces especially, that's important to me because the layered minerals, they change color as the light shifts around them.
Wow.
And so as the sun is moving through the sky, the colors in the pieces change to mimic the passage of time, which is something that I think is very...
This is so cool. Sorry, I just as you're speaking, I'm just thinking to myself, all the layers. I feel like this is our common theme with this. The layers of, you look at the piece, you automatically, like we're saying about people, judge, think something, then you read and you're feeling another way, then you're getting to that moment of, oh my goodness, your piece is doing what it's meant to be saying. Does that make sense? It's such a powerful thing. I love that.
Thank you. Yeah,
That's really
especially with
brilliant.
the Marilyn pieces, that part's very important to me because in this particular series, her time is very limited. You know?
Yes, that is so brilliant. Okay, so let me ask you this, Jocelyn. With the Marilyn Monroe piece, what was the inspiration, I know, to take, I almost want to say rip off, and that sounds a little gruesome, but rip off what we're thinking, all of those different vibes, the energy around whatever we feel, think about, especially women, and take it to the soul, to the core. Was that kind of the whole influence of?
Yeah, actually, I think it started with a postcard that my mom took of me and my sister, and we looked so wholesome that, and I know my sister, I know myself, and we're not that thing that she put on the postcard. So I just literally wanted to take it apart
Totally.
and show who we really were with
And this is a big thing these days, especially with social media. This comes up again and again, and with mental health, well-being, etc. So this is really powerful. I love that.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm going to make you do it. I'm sorry to make you blush, but I want you to brag for a minute and tell us a little bit about where we can see your amazing art, because I'm so thrilled for you.
Well, right now my work is up at the Biennale in Venice, Italy.
So cool.
I just got back from an artist residency in Kolbermoor, Germany, where I was the first artist that the Shim Art Network sent there to represent them. And before that, I was at Art Basel, Miami. You can also find my work online right now at jawsd.com.
Awesome.
My Instagram is at jawsdfineart. And you can email me.
And look how beautiful. Sorry to interrupt you, but I'm like so beautiful.
Thank you, yeah. And you can email me at jawsd26@gmail.com.
That is amazing. And I do want to say, oh my gosh, I'm just so intrigued and enthralled, all the words about your amazing artwork, but it really is poetry in motion. And I just feel so, it makes me feel a certain way, which is what artwork is all about and what art is all about. But I do want to add that you as well can do various other things.
Yes, it doesn't just have to be the gruesome stuff. It can be, you know, I'm very good at portraits. I'm very good. My dad was like, make sure you mention that you can do pet portraits.
Okay, that's a big deal, because you know I'll be hitting you up for that with my 3 babies. No, but that's huge.
Yeah, family members. I can do landscapes. I can do a number of things.
Well, you're brilliant, and I feel like we're definitely going to have you back and see what you're up to.
Thank you.
And thank you so much for sharing your beautiful artwork and showing us that, you know, something that so many take as a hindrance is really your superpower. So thank you, Jocelyn, and keep on shining. You're amazing.
Thank you so much.
Of course. And keep it right here. We have more of the show to come.
Good morning, Vail.
Coming up this season on Ready, Set, Renovate, we see one couple fall in love with a waterfront fixer-upper.
It sort of wrapped its arms around us and said, you want me, and we did.
And watch as another battles over the budget.
We're trying to look through and see where we can trim at this point.
Are you looking to trim it, Ginger?
No.
No. Construction pros show us the right way to renovate.
Well, we had to do a roof over. We had to hand build a lot of the trusses.
As we're putting the thin set down, the self-leveler has a little clip that clips up underneath the edge of the tile.
You know TV8 Vail has great local content, but did you know about our production services? Hire an expert to develop your website reel, commercials, live stream events, studio production, and more. If you can dream it, we can help you do it. TV8 delivers high-quality content in both English and Spanish. Contact us today to discuss your next project. Email Danielle at tv8vail.com or call 970-628-9881.
America was built on a love for the outdoors. We are a nation of sportsmen, blessed with magnificent natural resources. With broad interests across water and field, we are united in our devotion to nature and conservation. Join us every week for the best shows celebrating the outdoor lifestyle. Outdoor America. Live free.
TV8, there's more for you on 92. Serving the local community 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Good morning, Vail.
Welcome back to the show, everybody. I could not wait for this interview to finally happen. I have very special guests right now, and I'm really excited because first of all, I have an up-and-coming rising country star, and that's really what I'm excited about. Charlie Reynolds,
Hello,
how are you?
I'm good, how are you?
Good. Look at this girl, she's a beautiful thing, and I can't wait to hear you sing us. And then you have also Austin Brown accompanying you with the guitar. Now, you both come from Nashville, and I hear amazing things from you. You're kicking it on TikTok and all the other
thank
social
you.
media things where you're a rising star on that. But then you're going to be featured here in Beaver Creek.
Yes.
Which is really exciting. And I want to say it's called the Elevation Beaver Creek that we have coming up soon. But you also have an album coming out on the 20th of September.
Yes,
Now,
it
tell
just
us
dropped
about
on
that.
Friday.
Wow.
So it's crazy. I've been wanting to do an album for a really long time, and a lot of independent artists don't usually do them just because there's not a record label and, you know, the whole thing behind it. But I just kind of took a leap of faith and was like, I'm doing it. I want to do it. I'm ready. And we did it. So now it's out.
Why not? I mean, if you've noticed in the last decade or so, record labels are kind of, they're there.
Yes.
But really, artists are taking control of their own careers, and you're throwing yourselves out there. You have so many different platforms now in order to
Exactly.
put that out, and that's really fantastic.
Yes.
What is the platform that you're the most popular on?
Probably TikTok, I would
Right.
say. I love TikTok. I feel like it's just more relaxed, and I
Okay.
can post, you know, me with no makeup or me just doing whatever, and it's just kind of fun. It's more like just like a community on there.
Sure, and it's organic.
Yeah, it's just organic. I feel like people can relate to me more on that platform. I don't know why I feel that way. I feel like they're all pretty, you know, relatable,
Yeah.
but that one just seems to be more easy and fun for
I
me.
love that about that. I
Yeah.
mean, just everything about that is kind of neat and fun because you get to control your own destiny almost.
Yes,
You don't have to
exactly.
worry about somebody else bringing you into the fold.
Yes.
And I just think that's great. Now, you guys were telling me off camera that you've only been playing for a short while together.
Yes, yeah. I mean, he's on the road a lot with other artists, and we just, you know, he's available today, which I was so glad because he's an
Nice.
amazing guitar player. So I'm just glad he was able to come today.
That's wonderful. Are you on the album?
I'm not.
Oh no! Well,
Maybe the
we'll-
next one,
Yeah,
right?
we're gonna have to work
Yes,
on that.
yes.
Right? And so you're obviously young and absolutely stunning.
Oh,
you already,
thank you.
we already know that she looks the part, which is great. But how
Thanks.
long have you been singing, and when did you know you wanted to get into this?
Yeah, well, I've been singing forever. I mean, I grew up in Orlando, Florida, so Disney Princesses was like my
Aw.
favorite thing to sing growing up. But then I kind of loved Carrie Underwood and Taylor Swift growing up too, and so I got into country. And then I moved to Nashville when I was 18 and didn't go to college or anything. I just kind of like put myself right into it.
Good for
Worked
you.
at Chick-fil-A for the first year. I had no idea what I was doing and knew like nobody. But yeah, so I've been there for 6 years, just kind of, you know, working the music industry there. So.
That's fantastic, and good for you for just taking the reins and going by yourself. I've done the same thing. I also
Yeah.
grew up in Florida, so
Yes.
yay!
We love
natives. Not really. But I'm really excited for you, and
Thank
I
you.
only met you, but I'm already proud of you.
Well,
because
thank
this is really
you.
going to be a fantastic, I can just feel it. I haven't heard you sing yet, but I want to do that next. So
Yes.
tell us about the song you're going to sing, how you came up with this, and
Of course. So this is track 1 of the album. It's called Another Man Will. I just feel like we all know somebody, or maybe it's like ourselves, who are with someone who just is not doing it for us. They're not
yeah.
good enough for us. And so it's kind of just like, if he's not doing it for you, another man will.
Ooh, I
So,
like it.
yeah. Yes.
All right, I'm going to leave the floor to you.
Awesome.
You guys are ready?
Yes.
Okay, please enjoy, everybody.
Thank
It's going to be
you.
so much fun.
You won't offer me a glass of wine when you pour your bourbon. Don't ask me how I'm doing when you know I'm hurting. So yeah, I've been looking, get all dolled up and you don't even notice. Ain't asking for much, just some Walmart roses. So yeah, I've been thinking about leaving. I know that I could find another blue-eyed baby that drives me the good kind of crazy. Another man could, another man might treat me like a lady, love me all my life. Been getting some looks, been getting some likes. Maybe it's time to take my mama's advice. Another man could, another man might. Hell, another man will. Well, another man's Wranglers, yeah, they got more rhythm. That cowboy's asking me what I've been sipping on. He said he's paying, yes he is. And that man Chevy's probably got more horses. Could take me out to Eddie V's, cause he could afford it. Yeah, I'm just saying, another man could, another man might treat me like a lady, love me all my life. Been getting some looks, been getting some likes. Maybe it's time to take my mama's advice. Another man could, another man might. Hell, another man will. Another man, another man, another man should. Another man, another man, another man could. I'll be better off lonely, yeah, only until another man, another man, another man will. Another man could, another man might treat me like a lady, love me all my life. Been getting some looks, been getting some likes. Maybe it's time to take my mama's advice. Another man could, another man might. Another man could, another man might. Hell, another man will. Another man will.
Incredible, you guys.
Thank
That
you.
was Charlie Reynolds, accompanied by Austin Brown. What a wonderful song, and I can relate to that. Listen, you're going to be so huge, I know it, and I'm super happy that we had you on TV8 right now so we can be special and have you here. This is Charlie Reynolds, everybody. Do not forget this name and get the album that's been out since Friday. We are Good Morning Vail, and we'll be right back.
Good morning, Vail.
For fun and adventure, join me on Elizabeth Stanton's Great Big World. Find out where I'll be going next and which celebrities I'll be bringing along with me. I'll show you amazing destinations with lots to explore, and you'll get to know my celebrity guests the way they really are, up close and personal. We'll travel the world, experience new cultures, and together, try to make a difference. I'm Elizabeth Stanton, saying the world's a big place, and I'm going to show it to you.
Good morning, Vail.
Welcome back to Good Morning Vail on TVA. We're going to switch gears right now. I have a very special guest on Zoom with me right now. Now, the Department of Veterans Affairs is conducting the largest outreach campaign in its history, and it's going to be focusing even more on veterans and understanding the PACT Act. Okay, so since the beginning of the effort, 740,000 veterans have enrolled in the VA health care plan. That's amazing, and I'm really proud to just say that you guys are doing an amazing job. We have Adam Farina, and you are the Assistant Secretary for the Office of Public Intergovernmental Affairs in the Department of Veterans Affairs. Correct? Did I get it all right?
You got it exactly right. Thanks so much for having me.
You're very welcome. That was a big mouthful. And so let me ask you a couple of questions. Where does the VA attribute its recent success in the outreach efforts that you guys have been putting on?
Yeah, look, 2 years ago, President Biden signed the PACT Act into law, and it expanded health care and benefits to millions of veterans. And since then, he and Secretary McDonough have given us a mandate here at VA, which is to reach out to every one of those veterans and their survivors and make sure they're coming to us for all of the care and benefits that they've earned. And as a result, we've been conducting the largest outreach campaign in VA history, which is events across the country, sending text messages to veterans to encourage them to apply, emails, and really doing everything we can in an all hands on deck way to reach out to veterans and say, hey, we want you to come to us and get what you've earned. As a result of this effort, we're now delivering more care and more benefits to more veterans than ever before in our nation's history. And we're going to keep it up because veterans who come to VA are proven to live better and healthier lives.
This is the greatest news. What an altruistic thing you guys are doing, and what an important situation that we need to address, because a lot of people have some negative things to say about the VA, which I never understood, because I know that everybody works as hard as they can. And how do you squash those thoughts for people who don't have the positive outlook that everybody should?
Absolutely. Well, look, veterans have come to us for a long time, and I would just say to those veterans, this is not your grandmother's VA, this is not your grandfather's VA. VA healthcare outperforms non-VA care in just about every metric, including patient satisfaction and, really importantly, affordability. And also, the most important metric for us is veteran trust. And 92% of veterans who come to us for VA healthcare report trusting our care. That's not a metric you would see in the private sector. It's not even a metric that they would measure in the private sector. And that's what this outreach campaign is all about. We recently had a veteran down in Texas come to one of these barbecues that we've been having, came with his daughter. He's a Vietnam veteran who wasn't previously eligible for VA care. And at that event with his daughter, he came and he got access to VA healthcare for the very first time with his daughter 50 years after serving our country. And so that's how we're working to earn veterans' trust, by meeting them where they are, by not making them come to us, and by getting them what they deserve for their service to our country, just like that veteran down in Texas.
It just hurts my heart that it took that long for him to get your services. I think that now that we have a little bit more awareness that people can get taken care of, I would think the moment they step out of service, because that's the way it should be. They put their lives on the line for us, and they really throw caution to the wind, and they take care of our country and our people, so they deserve all of the help they can get once released from the armed forces. Do you agree?
Absolutely. And that's what the PACT Act and that's what this campaign are all about. If you're a veteran who served our country in Vietnam, in Iraq, Afghanistan, deployed in support of the global war on terror, if you served in the Gulf War, you are now eligible for VA healthcare. All you have to do is go to our website and sign up, and we're going to get you the care and benefits you deserve when and where you need it. And so we encourage you to come to us today because, you served our country with honor, and it's our job now to serve you.
I think you couldn't have put it any better. I mean, seriously. And the website is va.gov, correct?
Correct.
Very
Correct.
easy
You can
for anybody.
visit our website or call us at 1-800-MyVA411, or even visit one of our facilities. However you come to us, there's no wrong door. We're going to help you out.
I just love you guys. You really do the right thing for everybody. So let's get into some of the services that you provide for our veterans.
Absolutely. So I already mentioned VA healthcare, which has proven to be the best and most affordable care in America for veterans. Another one that was majorly expanded by the PACT Act is monthly disability compensation benefits. And so these are benefits for veterans who served our country overseas and then developed health conditions as a result of that service. They're eligible to apply and get service connected and ultimately get monthly payments for having those conditions. And the PACT Act made it a lot easier for veterans to get access to those benefits and lowered the burden of proof on those veterans. And so there was a massive expansion for about 300 conditions under the PACT Act, and we want veterans to apply for that today. In addition, there's also the GI Bill, which can help you get access to the education you want. There's home loans, which can help you buy a home with no money down. And there's memorial services for veterans who pass away and want to be honored in one of our national cemeteries. And so when you come to VA, we're going to do everything we can to get you access to all of those things that you've earned.
Well, you can certainly do the right way to make anybody feel special. I just think that's really just a beautiful honor that you give to everybody that served in our armed forces. And it's just really special that they now feel a little bit more confident. And so the services you provide also for medical care are not just for physical, but for emotional and mental health as well.
Absolutely. We have a full suite and range of mental health services for veterans. And when you enroll in VA care, you're in for life and you're in for all of those conditions. And I would also just say, you know, VA knows veterans. We care for veterans every single day. And many of our VA clinicians are veterans themselves. And that's why veterans who come to VA are proven to live healthier lives and do better, because our clinicians know how to treat veterans. They know how to serve veterans like you, and we know how to help.
Adam, that's just incredible. I just think that I feel like there's a whole new wave of positivity that is coming through for our veterans. Do you have anything special that you would like to say to anybody who's watching right now that might be a veteran or a family of a veteran, so you can give them some hope?
Well, first, I would just want to say thank you for your service. And second, I want to say, look, if you've never come to VA before, give us a chance for the first time. If you've come to VA and you've had a bad experience in the past, give us another chance. We're going to work to earn your trust every single day through the healthcare interactions, through benefits, through everything we do with this outreach campaign. Our job is to earn your trust and to serve you, and we'll never settle for anything less.
Well, I couldn't have said it any better myself, but that's why you're in the position that you are. Mr. Adam Farina, I cannot thank you enough for being here on Good Morning Vail to spread the great word about what you guys are doing. And I'm going to throw that website out one more time, www.va.gov. And that is where all of the success is coming from the VA. We can't thank you enough for your altruistic efforts and for taking care of our veterans who deserve every bit of wonderful things that come their way once they get out of the military.
Thank you so much. Really appreciate it.
You have a wonderful day, Adam, and we really do appreciate you. That's Adam Farina, everybody from the VA, and please get in touch if you know anybody or your family would like to get some more information. We'll be right back with more Good Morning Vail right after this.
Good morning, Vail.
Learn the latest in science each week and how it relates to everyday life. From space exploration to plant biology to the latest in high-tech advances. Every new scientific development is explored and explained in an understandable way. Amazing stories each week. Watch Science Now.
Hi, I'm Ben Belgrad, and I'm the owner of Drinking Vessels here at Bat Country Studios in Minturn. And I've been in the Valley for 7 years. I moved to the Valley because a friend helped me to get my vision off the ground, building my glass studio here, and being so close to snowboarding. So here at the studio, we're acting as a broker for 50 to 100 artists from around the country. We also offer glassblowing classes, and we bring many artists from around the country here to be able to work and create art collaboratively and be so close to skiing and all the activities we have here in the Valley. Here at Drinking Vessels, we specialize in handmade glass drinkware from artists around the country and around the world. Some of these are produced as more of an item you could get in sets and kind of get different color options as time goes on. And some of these are completely one of a kind and really high-end art that's unlike anything people have seen before. While I'm an artist myself here at the studio, I'm representing between 50 and 100 other artists from around the country. And most of these artists are able to spend most of their time working on their art while we help handle their marketing and their sales and the distribution and representation, allowing them more time to focus on their art. That's really my privilege in running this business, is creating that support and providing that platform for this big group of artists that are part of a movement that's very important to me.
Danella Richard. I've made a career traveling the world. I've worked for some of the biggest names in travel, and now I've traded in my business suit for a swimsuit. Swimming with the sharks, swinging at the edge of the world, throwing back a few shots, or shall I say spirits, eating some of the best cuisine, and even making a few furry friends along the way. I invite you to come along with me and discover the world.
Good morning, Vail.
Welcome back. Good morning, everybody. I'm Liz, and we've had some great interviews already this morning, but now we're going to switch it up even more. Now, have you ever put in the category chocolate and good health together? Well, you can now, and I'm super excited about this. Kim was in the kitchen, and she showed us how to make some healthy fudge. Yeah, you heard it right, so we can all get excited about some healthy fudge. Let's take a look and see how we can do it ourselves.
Well, welcome back and thanks for joining me in the kitchen. And I am so excited about this next recipe because it blends my two favorite things, healthy protein and chocolate. We are making a 2-ingredient fudge. Now, I know you like to be a little bit decadent when you're eating that delicious traditional fudge, but when you are really trying to focus on your health and what you put into your body, this is a really excellent option as well because it's high in protein, and then you've got your normal chocolate. So we're going to compromise a little bit, and we're going with the semi-sweet chocolate chips, but if you wanted to be aware of your sugar content, you can try like the Lily's brand, or Enjoy is also a brand that I really like. They have less ingredients, but we're going to compromise here with semi-sweet Toll House chocolate chips in the middle. And then here's the secret ingredient. We also have low-fat cottage cheese. The cottage cheese is a great blend. It actually is a really good consistency and is a great ingredient that matches with others where it doesn't taste so cheesy. It's excellent to put in dips. It's a great replacement for things, but we're going to use it for our 2-ingredient fudge today. So we've got the chocolate chips and the cottage cheese. What we're going to do is we're going to start with our chocolate chips, and we're going to melt them down because you need it to be nice and melted, and then it gets blended with our cottage cheese in the blender here. So easy 2 ingredients. We need about 1 full cup of chocolate chips. So you can eye it if you want to, or we can just kind of pour it in here and see what happens. If you wanted to make a half recipe, you do about one half a cup of chocolate chips. Looks like I didn't cut my hole big enough here. So I'm just gonna put this here, just kind of shake it out there, or as my mom likes to do, faster time effort, just rip it open a little bit more. There we go. So we're doing 1 cup of chocolate chips, and we're gonna go ahead and get started. You can melt it really quickly in the microwave, or if you just wanna take your time with it and really feel the process, we're gonna stir it in a pot over medium to medium low heat. You just want the chocolate to melt, you don't want to burn it. So this is a great melting chocolate. Other chocolates sometimes do not melt as well, and you may have to use a double boiler, but we're just going to pour these chocolate chips in here. So we've got 1 cup of chocolate chips. I'm going to move these off to the side, and we're going to let them start to melt down. You want to monitor it just by kind of stirring it. As you can see, it's already starting to sizzle in the pan. We'll lower the heat just a little bit, but we just need it to be nice and melted. And as it continues to melt down, again, you can use a microwave for this, but you just want to be very conscious of the kinds of chocolate chips that you use. Some of the properties in chocolate chips actually have a special ingredient in them that keep them from melting. So let's say you want to put it into a chocolate chip cookie, but you want it to save its shape. You need to be on the lookout for chocolate that actually is meltable. So we'll just stir it down. As you can see, it's starting to melt really, really nicely here. We're going to keep it going. Again, you can just keep this in the microwave if you wanted to. I love the smell of melting chocolate chips. This kind of reminds me of my Saturday mornings with my dad. When I was growing up, he would make us chocolate chip pancakes every morning. I could smell the chocolate chips burning on the skillet, and that's when I knew it was time to get up in the mornings. One of my favorite childhood memories, for sure. Okay, it melts really quickly, as you can see, so you don't want to burn your chocolate. We're going to go ahead and melt this down just like this. It's melting, it looks great. All right, if you have a whisk is a great way to really break up all those chocolate pieces. So it's gonna be nice and thick, and that's how we're gonna maintain our fudge-like texture. So we're shaking some of this out here. Then I'm gonna turn off my stove. Before you do anything, always make sure you turn off that stove. All right, we'll put that down. We're gonna take the lid off of our blender here. Now, you can use a spoon or a spatula, and we're just going to scoop all of this deliciously melted chocolate into our blender. Now, again, this is going to be thick, so it's not gonna be boiled down. You can kind of see here that it's got this like very thick consistency. It's not going to be liquidy like it would be if it were like a melted chocolate syrup. You know, we didn't add any coconut oil to it. You could possibly add some additional coconut oil to this just to thin it out. But again, fudge isn't thin. We don't want a really thin fudge, and we want this to be simple with 2 ingredients. So getting all that nice and delicious chocolate out into the blender. I know what I'll be doing after this. I'll be licking this pot clean because, man, I love the smell of chocolate and I like the taste even better. We're just scraping it out. Looks good, looks good. Okay. All right, I'd say we're done with that. We've got a little bit of chocolate residue left, but again, doesn't really matter. This is really to taste. So if you wanted it more chocolatey, you could put a little more chocolate in, but we're gonna try to stick to the basics as best as possible. Now, we've got our cottage cheese. You want 1.5 cups if you're making a single portion and 3 cups if you're making double. We're doubling it up because who doesn't want more fudge, especially when it's a healthy version of it. So we're gonna do about 2.5 to 3 cups, depending on what that looks like, and we're just measuring it out here. And again, it really doesn't matter what brand of cottage cheese you use or what kind of consistency. It's going to get blended in with our chocolate anyway, so no big deal. All right, we're coming up on that 2 cups here, and we'll just kind of put the remainder. Yeah, looks good to me. Awesome. You know what? I'm just going right in. We're going to just put the whole container in because it's about 3 cups in a whole cottage cheese container anyways. All right, scooping it out. Looking great there. Let's add this here. All right. I know you're probably thinking, what? Cottage cheese and chocolate? Yes, cottage cheese and chocolate. It's going to be great. You can never go wrong with cheese and chocolate, in my opinion. Now, we'll do that. And then we're just going to blend it together until it's nice and smooth. So it might take a minute depending on the speed of your blender, but we're just going to go ahead and get started. As you can see, it's nice and thick. Sometimes you may need to add a little bit of additional, like we'll add just a little bit of water to it just to make it nice and liquidy. And we'll do that. Now, like I mentioned, it will be nice and thick. We're not going to put a ton of liquid in here, but just a little bit, just to get things rolling. You can do water, you can do additional milk if you want to, but we're just going to go ahead and stir that around and get it going in this blender. All right, here we go. And that is it. If you wanted to be fancy, you could probably add some salt onto the top of it. Just gonna take some time. It's a slower blender, so it really just depends on, you can see it moving there. Let's see. Let's see. Just pressing all the buttons to get it going. Yep, starting to blend together. Just a little bit, you can see it kind of mixing up there in the bottom. So one of the things that I would do as well is just take your spoon here, help stir it up, help get things going, just like that. Oh yeah, look at that consistency. It's starting to blend together. As I said, it will be thick, so it's just gonna take time to get through it. You know, you might have to blend it, or you can always make it in batches if you feel like your blender can't handle that amount. I'm just gonna keep blending it. It's looking good. It's slowly getting there. We're working our way down. Switch it up a little bit. Looking great. Let's see if we can stir it up and see what happens here. All right. Yep, blending in, looking good. Oh yeah, there's that consistency kind of getting through that. Again, it's going to be thick, so if you feel like you need to add a little bit more to it, you can. But again, you don't want to add too much liquid, but we do want to keep it rolling a little bit so it starts to blend together. Awesome, looking good. Yeah, we're getting there, slowly but surely. We are definitely getting there with our fudge. So you can do it on like the milkshake setting, that's a good one. You might not be able to see it, but I can see it moving around on the inside here. Just taking its time. All right, I'll put that on high. There we go. Yep, it's just blending slowly. You can't tell on the inside, but it is blending. It's looking good. We're getting in there. Oh yeah, now it's starting to move around with that extra liquid. You can hear it. Looking great. I might take it off and give it another little stir. There we go. We'll take this lid off, give it another little stir to make sure that the liquid is getting towards the bottom there. And then again, what you want to have on hand, we're going to just pop this in the freezer for a few hours. You want some parchment paper and a glass dish to do that with. We're almost there, looking great. I'm just going to keeping on this stirring action. Oh my gosh, it smells like fudge. I can tell you that. It does not smell like cottage cheese. It is fudge to a T. So I cannot wait to check this out. Here we go. Getting a little bit more to go. Just continuing to blend it and to blend it. So it's a thicker consistency than a milkshake would be. Okay. We're getting there. It's just going to take a little bit of time because, you know, this is it's an old trusty blender here that we are rocking it and rolling with here on set. All right, let's take it out, check it one more time. We've got just a little bit more of those cottage cheese clumps, but you can kind of just see here, look at that texture. You see that? It just looks nice and blended. So we'll blend it just a couple more seconds just to make sure we get through everything. And then we're just gonna pour it into our dish, into our batter, to make sure that we are good to go on it. Oh yeah. Look at how good and thick that is. Just a little bit longer and we're gonna be done with the blend. Our 2-ingredient fudge will be complete. All we'll have to do is pop it into the freezer to make it rock and roll. So we just got one last round of the blend here. Oh, it looks great, guys. I'm telling you, I'm trying not to take a spoon and just eat it right away. Yeah. Looking awesome. We are almost done, almost done. I always like to take a peek this way as well. All right. I'm going to go ahead and say I think we're finished. So before we pour that in, here's a trick. I don't know if you know this trick with parchment paper. We're probably going to need, yep, looks good to me. So what we're going to do is just wet it just a little bit. If you didn't know this trick, it helps kind of crumple it up a little bit better, so that you can actually shape it to your dish, which is a fun trick that I just found out about. Thank you to the TikTok and the internet. All right, so our parchment paper looking good in the dish. And this is just so we can easily peel it out of our dish once it's frozen. So we probably freeze it, you know, at least a couple of hours. I would recommend overnight, but it'll be just a delicious little protein, healthy, high treat. We're just scooping all of that delicious chocolatey goodness. Oh my gosh, there is so much of it in here, and we're going to be eating fudge for days here at TV8 and beyond. Awesome. Looking good. You can see that consistency. It's a nice light color. It smells good. It smells like chocolate. We're just going to scrape this out as best we can. All right. I'm about to get chocolate all over my hands, but it'll be something delicious to look forward to at the end of this cooking segment here. All right, there we go. Fudge is done, or at least in its liquid form. We're gonna smooth it out just like that. Oh my gosh, it looks great. It almost looks like a chocolate pudding. And you probably honestly could just eat this as a chocolate pudding if you wanted to. Again, if you don't like cottage cheese, that's okay. You could probably sub in some Greek yogurt, or you could do a combination of Greek yogurt and cottage cheese. But again, protein heavy, delicious, not as indulgent or as bad for you as normal fudge, but there it is. We'll just pop it into the freezer and we'll show you the results shortly after. We'll be right back. Now I let my fudge set in the freezer for a few hours. You know, I went about, did my own thing, did a little bit of my laundry and all of that fun stuff if I were making this at home. So we're gonna go ahead and take it out. As you can see, thanks to the wax paper, it comes right out of our glass tin here. And it starts to melt a little bit. We did let it sit out for a bit in room temperature. I'm gonna flip it over just like that. You know, it might not be the prettiest, but we let it sit. It's gonna look great. And that is it. Our fudge sat for, 3 to 4 hours in the freezer. We did let it melt or come up to room temperature a little bit more. And you always want to keep it in the fridge, but maybe cut it on a plate that's like this. That's not indented so that it doesn't break in the middle. But oh my goodness, look at that. 2 ingredient fudge. It's got chocolate chips and cottage cheese. I'm going to taste it. Oh my gosh. It's great. This will satisfy my sweet tooth any day. If you want the recipe, let me know and we'll share it with you in the comments.
Good morning, Vail.
Experience the beauty of fall on the rails of the Leadville Railroad. Take in the cool mountain breeze as you climb to 11,000 feet to watch the vibrant reds, oranges, and golds of fall come alive. Enjoy delicious hot beverages, learn some history, and relax with family and friends. Create fall memories in the heart of the Rocky Mountains. Offering daily trips, the weekend specials sell out fast. To secure your seat, book today at leadvillerailroad.com.
Each week on The Tech Show, you can look forward to the latest in technology and how you can use it too. We'll also chat with leading experts and you'll find out if the latest gadget will take my money or not. Don't miss The Tech Show. Tech your local listings.
Good morning, Vail.
Let's take a look at our weather today to see what's going to happen. Looks like we have partly cloudy skies in the morning and then it clears up by the late afternoon. By 8 a.m., 45 degrees, partly cloudy skies. By noon, 62 with partly cloudy skies, and then it all opens up by 4 p.m. with bright sunny skies and 68 degrees. Then by 8 p.m., 59 degrees and clear skies, good for some stargazing tonight. And the sun sets at 6:59 tonight, so that's getting a little bit early, everybody. I just want to thank our guests for being here. Charlie Reynolds, amazing superstar. I know I see it in the making for country music. She was here and I really enjoyed that song, so that was a lot of fun. We had the VA on Zoom and they are doing so many great things for our veterans. And we just thank you for all of the service that you have given us and provided to us. And we just send lots of love here from Good Morning Vail on TV8. Have a great rest of your Tuesday, everybody. I'm Liz. We will see you again right here on TV8.
Good morning, Vail. See what lies in store for you. There's so many things to see and do. Summer, winter, spring, or fall. Your home in the Rockies has it all. So get up, get ready to start your day. The coffee's brewing, you're on your way. The fun is waiting outside your door. Good morning, Vail.
I'm Amy Goodman, host of Democracy Now!